Hey guys, Hookham Productions is back, and today is going to be part 2 of my Spider-Man Trilogy review. So today I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man 2. Now most people consider Spider-Man 2 to be a better film than the first one. In fact, according to their Sky ratings, Spider-Man 1 had 3.5 stars, and Spider-Man 2 had 4.5. So I thought I might as well review it. Well, I've already started the trilogy, so... Anyway, it takes place 2 years after the original, and Peter Parker's struggling to balance his regular life with his superhero life. He's ending up always being late. He's late for work, he's late delivering pizzas, he's even late to Mary Jane's play. But thankfully, he has a new hero to inspire him, physicist Dr. Otto Octavius. He developed this mechanical apparatus, like 4 mechanical arms that you stretch onto your back and control with an inhibitor chip that allow you to control them, not them control you. But it went horribly wrong, and the doctor was taken to the hospital. But when the doctors attempted to remove the arms with them, they ended up killing them all, and so Otto Octavius became Dr. Octopus. A name I'm sure all you Spidey fans out there will have heard of. Now, as this is going, J. Jonah Jameson is still rambling on about what a quote-unquote menace Spider-Man is. I still really hate him. Comment down below if you guys hate Jameson as much as I do. Anyway, yeah. And Peter's having big trouble with his Spidey powers. For some reason, whenever he does this, nothing comes out. He seems to be losing his powers, and he's kind of like losing focus. And he can't even climb up walls anymore. And at one point, he's struggling so much with his powers that he decides to give up his life as Spider-Man. And so he just goes back to his regular life. And he basically just hangs out with Mary Jane a lot. But she was actually engaged to be married to John Jameson, J. Jonah Jameson's son, who, I hear, was the first astronaut to play football on the moon. Yeah, the first astronaut to play football on the moon. Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be incredible. Anyway, during the many fights that Spidey has with Doc Ock, he just keeps shooting blanks, and he can't really keep on doing the Spidey thing. But then, and Dr. Octopus wants to recreate his experiment to create the power of the sun in the palm of his hand. He wants to do it again, but he could wipe out half of New York if he did it. And he actually enlists Peter's friend Harry Osborn to do it. He wants Spider-Man. He just wants Spider-Man dead as revenge for killing his father. And Octopus and Doc Ock does actually capture Spidey, but Harry actually hesitates after seeing that it's Peter. And so Harry tells Spidey where Doc Ock is, and they go off to the final fight. And Spidey eventually defeats Doc Ock, and Octavius actually sees the error of his ways and attempts to shut down the reactor. All the while, Spidey actually unmasks to him, and Mary Jane actually sees it. So she now knows that Peter's Spider-Man. And that's the reason Peter believes that he and MJ can't be together. Because Spider-Man will have enemies, and his enemies could use MJ against him. So it's the best way to keep her safe. And so he decided to keep on as Spider-Man, but make sure that he does never get together with Mary Jane. But it turns out Mary Jane wants to be with Peter. So on the day of her wedding, she actually sends a letter to John and runs away. Talk about runaway bride. She says that she doesn't want to live without Peter, and they basically do get together. It's Peter's dream come true. And so the movie ends with Mary Jane telling him, "Go get him, Tiger." I think it would have been better though if she just said, "Go get him, Spider." You know, because he's Spider-Man, not Tiger Man. You know, that kind of thing. And I know it's just an expression, but I think it would have been a better scenario. It would have been a better line. Anyway, so what do I think of Spider-Man 2? Spider-Man 2 is... it's a great movie. I'm not exactly sure if I would count it as better than Spider-Man, but just as good, just as good. It had a very emotional backstory for Dr. Octopus, and a very emotional redemption for him, and it ultimately resulted in him sacrificing himself. He's actually dead. And it's a great story, and yeah, very emotional, and I just think it's an overall great movie to watch. Whether you're a Spidey fan or not, it's gonna give you a good movie, a really good movie. And also, the movie ends on a cliffhanger with Harry Osborn actually discovering Norman Osborn's old Green Goblin gear. We'll see what that happens in Spider-Man 3. So join me next time for the finale of the Spider-Man Trilogy review with Spider-Man 3. I'll see you then, and have a web-slinging day. Pokemon Productions out. Until next time.